first sound I remember was not silence, but thunder. Not the thunder that brings rain, but the kind that steals it away. It split the air in two, sharp and cruel, echoing across the plains. I didn't know what it meant then. I only knew that my mother's great body shuddered once beneath the sound, and then fell still. Her eyes were open, but they no longer looked at me. I touched her face with my trunk, soft and small, waiting for her to move, but she didn't. I called out, a low, trembling rumble that carried through the dry air. But the only answer came from far away, fading like the wind. The herd had fled, and I was alone. The air smelled of dust and iron. The grass whispered around us, hiding shadows that watched from a distance. The men who'd made the thunder were gone, leaving only silence and my mother's stillness. I pressed my body against hers, hoping to wake her, hoping for her warmth to come back. The sun sank behind the acacia trees, and as darkness wrapped around the savanna, I lay beside her and cried. The stars came out like cold eyes, and I learned that night what loneliness truly feels like. Morning brought vultures. They circled above, black against the pale sky, waiting. I tried to chase them away, stamping, waving my trunk, but they were patient. The air was heavy and dry, and the smell of death grew stronger. I couldn't understand why my mother would not rise, why the earth had taken her warmth. I touched her tusk one last time, and something inside me cracked. My heart beat fast, then slow, then steady. I turned away and began to walk, leaving footprints in the dust that the wind soon erased. The savanna stretched endless before me, gold and gray and merciless. The sun burned my back, the ground scorched my feet. I remembered what my mother taught me. Follow the wind when it smells like rain. I lifted my trunk to the air and searched for the scent. Faint, soft, like life itself, I followed it for miles, stumbling, hungry, half dreaming, until I found a muddy pool, barely water at all, but it was enough. I drank greedily, mud coating my tongue, and felt strength return. I wandered for days, sleeping under thorn trees, walking at dawn and dusk. The land was full of sounds, the cry of distant lions, the chatter of birds, the whisper of wind through tall grass. Sometimes I thought I heard my mother calling to me, her voice deep and soothing, but it was only the wind moving through the earth. My body grew thinner, but my will thickened. I had no choice but to keep walking. Then one morning I heard something new, a deep rolling rumble that trembled through the ground. My heart leaped. Elephants! I followed the sound, calling out with all the strength in my chest. When I found them, my hope turned to fear. It wasn't my family. It was another herd, larger, unfamiliar. I stopped at a distance, unsure. The matriarch turned toward me, her ears wide, her trunk raised to test my scent. I lowered my head, curled my trunk inward in respect, and waited. For a long time, she didn't move. Then she stepped forward, her massive shadow covering me, and touched my face gently. That was how she told me I was safe. Her name, I would later learn through her scent and rumbles, was Mara. She took me in. She became my new mother. Under her, I learned again how to live. How to walk with the rhythm of the herd. How to read the songs of the earth. There were calves younger than me, playful and full of life, and old bulls who told stories in the deep sounds they made through the ground. For the first time since my mother's death, I didn't feel empty. Mara taught me what survival meant. The earth remembers everything, she said in her rumbles. When you walk with care. The world listens. I followed her advice. I learned to dig for water when rivers dried, to strip bark from trees, to smell rain hours before it fell. She was patient and wise, and the herd trusted her completely. Under her, I grew taller, stronger, my tusks beginning to show, small white crescents beneath my trunk. But the world does not stay kind for long. The drought came. The grass turned yellow, then brown, then vanished. The rivers shrank into thin ribbons of mud. The sky burned without mercy. Days turned to weeks, and our steps grew slower, our bellies emptier. We walked farther each day in search of water, our memories guiding us through the dust. And then, as if the drought itself was not enough, the humans returned. We were near a shrinking waterhole when we smelled them. The stench of oil, smoke, and fear. Mara froze. The herd stopped, listening. The sound of engines followed, then voices, harsh and fast. Panic rippled through us like fire through dry grass. We ran. The earth shook under our feet. A calf stumbled, and I turned to help, but Mara's voice urged me on. Behind us came the same thunder that had killed my mother. One of the bulls fell, and the herd screamed in fear. The sound tore through me. We didn't stop until night fell, hiding deep in the bush, trembling in silence. That night, I lay awake, staring at the stars. They looked like they had the night my mother died. I swore then that I would never let the humans take anyone else from me. For a while, we survived. We found a new watering hole, hidden and quiet. But one day, hunger pushed us too close to a village. The fields were full of sweet-smelling crops. We ate quickly, nervously. Then came the shouting, fire, lights, noise. I ran one way while the herd fled another. I called out again and again, but the air swallowed my voice. When dawn came, I was alone. The loneliness this time was worse. I was no longer a calf, but not yet a full bull, strong enough to fight, but not wise enough to lead. I searched for days, following tracks, rumbles, scents, but they always faded. The land grew harsher, and so did I. My skin from heat, my feet bled from stone. One afternoon, I collapsed beside a dry riverbed, my strength gone. The sky spun above me, and I thought of my mother again. Maybe I thought it was time to join her, but life had other plans. I woke to soft voices, human voices. I tensed, ready to flee, but I couldn't move. My vision blurred. They approached slowly, their sounds calm and careful. One of them knelt and poured water into a small container, pushing it toward me. I smelled it. Clean, cool, life itself. Another human placed a cloth on my wound. They spoke gently, as if trying not to scare me. I didn't understand their words, but I understood their kindness. They took me in a large metal beast, a truck, that growled as it moved. I was too weak to resist. When we stopped, I found myself in a new place, surrounded by trees, fences, and other elephants. Young ones like me, some smaller, some bigger, all with the same lost look in their eyes. I had been brought to a sanctuary. The humans there were different. They didn't shout. They didn't carry thunder. They moved slowly, spoke softly, and treated us with care. One woman, with bright eyes and a voice that hummed like wind, called me Tano. She said it meant hope. I liked that word. It felt like a promise. Over time, I healed. The humans taught me to trust again. They fed us, bathed us, sang to us under the sun. Sometimes they let us walk beyond the fences, always watching from afar. I began to feel the earth beneath my feet again, to understand that the wild was calling. The other young elephants became my brothers and sisters. We played, splashed in the mud, and dreamed of the open plains. But no matter how happy I became, a part of me remained restless. Some nights, when the world slept, I would walk to the edge of the sanctuary and lift my trunk high, listening for something only my heart could recognize. Sometimes I thought I heard it, faint, deep rumbles far away, the voice of my family. I remembered Mara's lessons. The earth remembers. Maybe they remembered me too. One morning, everything changed. The humans opened the gates wider than ever before. The woman smiled at me, touched my trunk, and whispered, "You're ready." I didn't know what she meant, but I felt it in my bones. It was time. The Savanna welcomed me back with open arms. The air smelled of freedom, grass, and distant rain. I walked for days, following the old paths my mother once took, stopping at waterholes that felt familiar. Each step brought back memories, the rumble of my herd, the warmth of their bodies, the laughter of calves. I lifted my trunk often, calling softly into the wind. Then, one golden evening, as the sun melted into the horizon, I felt it. A vibration in the ground, faint but steady. My heart froze. I called out, my voice deep and trembling, a sound that carried across the plains. For a moment, silence. Then an answer. A low, thunderous rumble that made the air vibrate. I called again, louder, tears already forming. The answer came closer. From the tall grass emerged shadows, huge, graceful, familiar. My breath caught. The first to step into the light was Mara. Her ears flapped wide, her eyes locked onto me. For a moment, we both stood frozen. Then she rumbled, a sound so deep it shook my bones. I ran. She ran too. When we met, she wrapped her trunk around mine, pulling me close. I pressed my head against her chest, hearing the rhythm of her heart. Around us, the herd gathered, touching me, smelling me, welcoming me home. I had found them. That night, we stood together beneath a sky full of stars. The calves played in the mud, splashing and trumpeting, their laughter echoing into the night. Mara stood beside me, silent but proud. I looked at her, at my family, at the land that had both taken and given everything. I realized then that the earth never forgets. It had carried my mother's love through its soil, through its rumbles, through every step that led me back. As the night grew quiet, I lay beside the herd, the warmth of their bodies surrounding me. The wind whispered through the acacia trees, and far away thunder rolled. Not the cruel thunder that kills, but the gentle kind that brings rain. I lifted my trunk toward the sky, feeling the first drops on my skin. "I'm home," I whispered into the wind. And somewhere, deep beneath the soil, the earth whispered back,